Hello, world, fellow human beings of planet Earth. Sorry, I don't have any other names for you guys. I was thinking, nah, it doesn't work here. Anyways, we'll continue reading from Arcane. This is chapter 4, Arcane 2, The Fall of Piltover. You won't believe this. I recorded this already, yeah? And I pulled up today to find the video and I realized that I did not press I did not press the record button. So yeah. Does this happen to you guys a lot? You talk, then you realize that the camera wasn't on. Anyways, this chapter is dedicated to my haters, you know. All those people who never do anything for me. Like, why are you here, man? Go somewhere else. Yeah, man. I hope you got to my book, you know. It's probably the best thing ever written. Since, you know, I don't know, man. Since the Bible. Alright, anyways, let's continue. Alright, Arcane chapter 4, the fall of Piltover. Yeah, it's an archive thing, you know. The people of Piltover always look down on the people of Zone, but that was because they had they the people of Piltover Alright, let's start again from the beginning. From the top. Chapter 4, the fall of Piltover. The people of Piltover have always looked down on the people of Zone, but that was because they have always had the big stake. Now, with a rocket launcher in hand, she could reduce it all of Piltover. And with the help of the zip lines Echo had built through Piltover, it was easier to maneuver. Echo always showed her escape routes and entry points to impress her. She could hit Piltover pretty hard, really hard, enough to cripple their infrastructure, and they won't even know it until it was too late. Jinx felt mighty and big as she heads into Piltover, jumping from one zip line to another. That was why Echo loved having Jinx around. She was always pushing him to get better, not just physically, but mentally and strategically. She ziplined through Piltover like a god with a weapon in hand. We could see Warwick in the moonlight running after her, jumping across buildings to keep up with her. Did you see that? A citizen on the street asked. It looked like a werewolf, another citizen said. A dime werewolf, to be specific. I would know, I'm a hunter. Another citizen said as they were all having coffee in a cafe. They seemed like regulars. Powder thought of the people of Piltover. The powder thought these people of Piltover had never once thought that they were equals or people, with the fact that they could be conquered. With this weapon on her back and Warwick by her side, she could do it. End it all before it even started. But Echo, the only reason she's not being violent is because she was warned by Echo about her proclivity to violence. He said as little bloodshed as possible, that I have to appear normal to Vi, or she will resent me and abandon us, and we can't lose Vi. These people have never had Jinx to contend with. Miss Madada, after having lost over 3,000 enforcers, had retreated back into Piltover, and the first place she had gone back to was the hospital to check up on Mel. She had woken up but collapsed again and had to be rushed back to the hospital. Where is Mel? Where is my daughter? Miss Madada asked. Shortly after he left, she woke up, but she was just kidnapped by Jinx. And then set frozen in stalagmite crystals. Jinx was here? Miss Dada asked, surprised. She was playing the long game. This was the first time that somebody had outmaneuvered her in battle in a long time, she thought. Yes, she had a message for you. Checkmate. that you should come alone to Mel's house, that they will be there waiting for you. How many of them were there? Miss Madada, Miss bodyguard treated me asked. Then to Miss Madada, should I handle it? No. Let's see where this up. Let's see where this. Let's see how this all plays out. Let's see how this all plays out. They have my daughter, Miss Madada said. More than 12 of them. The word is out, mask. I think they are the Fireflies gang from the Undercity, and they have other counselors too. And they have the other counselors too. They told us not to move, that no one would die. And just as they came in, they were gone after they took the counselor man. Like they were there, like they were on the clock. Miss Madara processes all this new information. She should not have underestimated Jinx. She has a mind of an adult. You said Mel is cautious again? Miss Madara finally asked. Yes, she turned around and started heading back to Mel's with her entourage. Mel, Miss Madara inquired as she entered the house. I am in here, mother, in the dining room. Where? She asked as she made her way to the dining room section. Waiting there was Jace, Victor, Mel in the wheelchair, her assistant, Professor Heimerdinger, Caitlin, and Jinx, all in stalagmites. Surrounding them were the fireflies. Yeah, Mel said. You up? You passed out again. I thought you would never wake up. Miss Madada said. Hello, it's me again. Jinx, pleasure to meet you. I was just getting to know your daughter. Daughter sat at the head of the table, taking off her mask. Warwick is on her side, behind her like a hawk. Fireflies had their weapons pointed at the councillors who are enclosed in stalactite. Echo removed his mask too. Echo, my boy. I held you in high regards. What's the meaning of this? Professor Heimerdinger said. A hostile takeover, Echo replied. You there, Echo, was it? Are you aware you are a Madada? Miss Madada asked Echo. You're joking, right? I never met my family. All I have of them is this watch and scarf. You mean to tell me that this whole time I was royalty? Hey, Jinx, I'm a prince, Echo said. That would make me a princess, wouldn't it? Jinx answered, and they both laughed. The hair doesn't lie, boy. Your father's name is Nox. Only Madadas among our kind can have silver hair, child. We thought we lost your whole family. The head, its residue from arcane magic of old, common among wielders. Clan used to consume all sorts of protective potions back then. It changed them biologically on a molecular level. That is why in our world some people still have blue, pink, and even silver hair. Hmm. Okay. You must be my cousin then, Mel said. Have your abilities manifested yet? Miss Madada asked. Abilities? No. Are you telling me that I have abilities? I've been struggling this much, and I have rich cousins just across the river all this time. And my father's name is Nox. You need to come home to see the family tree sometime in Noxus. We were all amazed when we heard the silver-headed Madada had been born. Then shortly after, depressed because your whole family was a target of an assassination. It was infighting, jealousy, long story. Miss Madara continued on board that she was a prisoner. I hope this is not some trick. The only father I knew was Benzo and Vanda. They are dead now, so Echo said as she shrugged. You kids knew Vanda? He was a great man. A little part of me died when I heard he passed away. Miss Madara caught herself. Most of the Madadas most of the Madadas left Noxus. Not all of them supported our warring ways, especially your father. He was quite the scientist and war engineer. That must be where I get it from, Echo said. Vanda was like a father to us. Then why are we fighting each other? Miss Madara asked. Mel, why did you tell me that we were fighting family? 2 more inches, and Vanda would have been your father. No way, Mel said, embarrassed. Can you stop embarrassing me, mother? I'm tired of the stories of all your lovers. Well, I was also a great warrior too. If I recall correctly, Those stories bored you to him, Vanda, and your father were arch enemies, great warriors too in their own right. I fell in love with all of them. I only married your father. Yes, my dad had said, pointing at three of them. Back then, I had so many suitors. Now I only got two. Him and Twisted Fate. Sorry, am I embarrassing you? I am a queen. I am your queen. I guess that would be the better line. No, go on, Professor Heimerdinger said. You mean the guy with cards that I took out? I think he said this. I think he said his name was Twisted Fate or something. You mean to tell me you all knew Vanda? What do you know? Small world. I said joining me. She had come here looking for a fight with Miss Madada. She wanted the fireflies to be feared. Being feared meant less trouble for them in the lands, especially now. I just found out today I had a cousin. Slow down the info down. I just woke up from a coma, remember, mother? Mel said to her mother, who was always so embarrassing and had a long list of lovers. You wanted us captured, dead or alive, and we wanted to surprise you too by capturing your king. Powder said as she pointed a pistol at Mel's head. We heard about your son. Our condolences. I'm in a wheelchair for crying out loud, Mel said. It's not permanent, love. The doctor said you're gonna be alright. Your value has not diminished. I still love you, scars and all. Everyone is so embarrassing. You almost got me killed, Mel said to Powder. She was always so composed. She never wanted to appear weak or show emotions. But with the mother around and Jace, she has had to let her walls down. Key word there being almost. I almost cannot kill a bird. Ask Kaylin here. How many times I almost killed her? A lot, Kaylin replied. See? It was just one big misunderstanding, Powder said. But now, we can come to an understanding. I want you to know that I always had the drop on your princess. This is the second time you're kidnapping me, Kaylin said, looking at the stalagmite. Well then, let's not make this a habit, Powder said. Another flyer and Jacob shoots stalagmite at Miss Madonna and her bodyguard. She just stands there and it's encased in the solid crystal. Her bodyguard, who isn't really her bodyguard, Trideme dodges all of the attacks and charges at Jinx. If he can get to Jinx, he can end all of this her madness. Since he stepped foot into the city, all he has been hearing about is Jinx did this and Jinx did that. She was right there. Let's see how she gets away. He's big, but fast, most like a bear with so much power. He was about to reach Powder. Now, boy, Powder said, stroking her weapon. Warwick leapt from behind her and grabbed Tridamere by the arm and throat and slammed him into the ground face first. Tridamere is not even phased. All his life, he had known nothing but hardship. There was a reason, even among his kind, he was feared. That was because he was the strongest. Please, don't fight it. I don't want Warwick to snap your neck like a twig, and then this would be a different conversation. We are here to tell you our terms, Powder said, pointing a pistol at Miss Madada. Isn't he a good boy? Child, get your pet off me if you value its life, Trideme said. But I got the upper hand, Powder said. That's because I have played my hand yet. Do you think this puppy frightens me? Trideme said, shaking angrily on the ground. Please do as he said. Let's not escalate this any further. That man is the king of the barbarians, Kaelan said. Let's hear your terms. Please, no more bloodshed. Powder releases Warwick with a wave of her hand. Trillaman stands up, rubbing his joints. You're lucky, child, Trillaman said. Okay, Powder said. You're welcome. What have you done to my elite guards? Miss Madada asked. The one stationed at Mel's hospital. How should I know? They are all losers. They're probably sleeping off their hangover somewhere. You know how hard it is to find good help these days, Powder said. Miss Madada, is there a bounty on your head? Powder asked. No, Miss Madada said. Too bad. I'm here to collect my checkmate. Powder said, getting up from her seat and pointing her weapon at Mel. How did you like my grand entrance? I have never kidnapped a princess of Naxos before. Now I see what you've been dealing with in your city. It's my dad that said to Mel, Mother, what have you done? I thought I told you to leave my city. Was this a year about a state of emergency on Zone? You are not fit to be a counselor of Piltover. You are here by fire, Mel said. Did you enjoy saying those words? It must have felt good. Was it rehearsed? I get it. Maybe I even deserve it. But you have been out for weeks. Your city is in ruins. Your council was dead. Certain actions had to be taken. I thought I lost you. I heard what you did, Mel said, but was interrupted. I was only trying to apprehend this wanted criminal known as Jinx. I heard she was giving your city a hard time for a while now. Miss Madada said, Were you able were you aware that Seiko was dead? That a resolution had been reached by me and my fellow councillors for a free and independent zone? Mel asked. Yes, Miss Madada said. What happened to Piltover? What happened to the 3,000 Piltover troops you signed up for? Mel asked her mother. You promised me a swift victory. They were decimated. That was not my fault. It was their poor training. They had families. Now most of them are either dead or captured, Mel added. What could be worse than being dead or captured? Miss Madada asked. The beasts of the underworld. You do not know. They had hidden sections in the lanes, right? Forgotten lanes. So you're telling me that for all intents and purposes you failed? Mel asked, wanting her mother to say, yes, truth be told, I might have been sloppy, leading with emotions. I was not fighting with my army. I was hurt. I really thought I would never see you again, Mel. So you did the only thing you knew best. Start a war? Mother, I can handle the problems of my undercity just fine on my own. I really hope you didn't disturb the peace of the underworld. I hear there are all type of manner of beasts down there. Three-headed eye beast that hunts dogs and eats the people of Zon, keeping them alive for days. People do go missing down there a lot, Mel said. That was one of the worst things. That is what is worse than being dead or alive. Being eaten alive. You can't be serious, and no one has ever seen or killed this beast. No one who saw it live to tell the tale, Mel said. Then how do you know the tales are true? Because someone survived long enough to tell the tale. Go home, mother. I don't like having you around, Mel said. You are not safe here. No shit, mother. I just woke up from a coma and I'm already a captured prisoner. You failed as the head of security at your duties. Would you agree? Look at what has become of my city. It's in ruins, mother. Your first priority was to keep me safe. Are you exiling me, sending me back home? Miss Madada asked. It's only fair, Mel responded. Shish. And I thought I had family and I thought my family drama was bad. You guys could not even wait for us to leave the room. Hello, Miss Madada and Miss Madada. We are here to negotiate the surrender of Piltover. The war is over. You both lost. We caught your kid. You are king. But we haven't lost. That was just the first wave, Tridamir said. That wasn't even our army. But we have to honor Seiko's arrangement, Mel said. Zon is a free and independent state now. That was the last motion passed on my dead colleagues. May their soul rest in peace. Say that to your mother, Kellen said. Are you gonna pardon them? Let them run free after what they have done? Miss Madada asked. As I understand, she's a traumatized kid who was following Seiko's orders. A minor. Seiko is dead now. I don't see a problem. What she needs, if anything, is our help and maybe some medical help. You still don't get it. You guys are our prisoners, Powder said. We have already won the war. We could execute you all right here, right now, and deal with the consequences later. But Echo here says that is not the way. But make no mistake, we're the ones on top now. We run the Undercity, and we want to do things differently. That is why we are here, to tell you guys how things are gonna be from here on out for a bright and prosperous future. Because after all, that's what we all want, a bright and prosperous future. Thank you for plunging a knife into my already divided city, mother, Mel said. I didn't know, Miss Madada said. I thought I was helping. You're always so adamant, set in your ways. Set in your ways. What are your demands, Jinx? I want to hear them. Get this thing over with. Let's see if I can still resolve this matter diplomatically. Hmm. Let's see. Think this is going way smoother than I thought. Hmm. One, you absolve me and all my Firefly friends from all of our crimes, including this coup d'etat. Because if it really was a coup, you would all be dead. Done. Jinx said. Done. As long as you and your friends promise to stop terrorizing our city. Agreed. Too easy. Two, Mel said. Two, you be two, Jinx said. You honor Seagull's last wish for a free and independent zone under our leadership. Done. Can you people protect zone? Mel asked. Yes, of course we can. Everybody keeps asking us about that. They have been underestimating us ever since we were kids growing up. But look at us now, negotiating with the highest power that still remains in Piltover at our young age. Our fate wasn't so bad after all, was it? Look at how everything is turning out. I would call this progress. Next, Mel said, we would like a free exchange of information on the all for the betterment of progress between our two nations. If that's not too much trouble, Powder said. I don't see a problem with that, Jay said. This is the first time meeting Powder in person. I've been looking forward to meeting you, picking your brain for a while now. But first, why me? You made my life a living hell. Why me in particular? Did I do something to you? I'm glad to hear that I live rent free in your head. Vi was right. This up close, you're not so bad. You didn't haggle all those years when you visited Little Man in Benzo shop. Sorry. Little Man, who is that? Why punish me for a good deed? That would be me. My bad. It's the way of the world, Echo said. Piltover Piltover and Zon will become sister nations. We will share resources and protect each other. Prepare, prepare against the coming darkness. That way, we won't have to terrorize each other over resources when the darkness comes. Echo said. Done. So far, I agree with everything you said. You heard of the darkness? Miss Madada asked. Yes, I was told you've seen it. Or was it just all a lie? Ada asked. No, it's very real. Just surprised you guys are planning and preparing to face such adversity. That's what Miss Madada said. We're not too bad for children, am I right? Ada asked. The new councillors will involve you, Mel, Jace, Victor, Caitlin, Echo, Vi, and myself. Agreed, Mel said. I'm curious to see how you will lead, mostly in the shadows. You said yes to all of our requests just like that, Powder said. Your reasons are all valid. You guys are the ones with the guns. We are just honoring the arrangement we have with Seiko before our misunderstanding. With some adjustment and slight changes of the status here and there. With you guys in management, I'm sure things are about to change for good for the people of the Undercity. It's a win-win scenario. Everybody gets what they want. Kayla said a lot of nice things about you. I'm glad you don't disappoint. You are who people say you are, Powder said. That's the proudest compliment if I've ever heard one. Miss Madara said. That is the proudest compliment I have ever heard one, Miss Madara said. Why am I here? Professor Hamadiga asked. I thought you was a counselor, Powder said, and they all laughed. Miss Madara, could you please tell us about the darkness, if you don't mind? Silence. What? Powder asked, not moving on to the next subject at hand. You can fight or prepare for something. How can we fight or prepare for something that we don't know anything about? I'm surprised that is all. You are the first group to take the problem of the darkness seriously. A bunch of kids. That's all. I think it's time to pass the torch, I guess. Yeah, no shit. Can we get on with it? Every second of in Piltover gives me the heebie-jeebies about us. I don't know. Where should I begin? Hmm, sorry, I need some water, man. I don't know. Where should I begin? Let's see. Okay, maybe some 15 years ago. Yeah, it was 4 or 5 years after the warring era. 10 years after Mel left. Miss Madada said, rumors of a new Arcane king had emerged. A second-born son, Diego, he was called, a young handsome fellow. At 60 years old, he had summoned the Sword of Kings in Camelot. He was the first mage king, the first human born with the arcane magic of war. After 200 years, he was exceptionally talented, kind and humble too. You wouldn't know he was a mage if it wasn't for how he talked. I know all this because he became best friends with my son before he became king of Camelot, his island country of birth. He traveled and visited on neighboring islands. People flocked to him. Women wanted to be conquered by him. Men wanted to be him. But he was humble about the whole ordeal. He was a great leader, a great healer, and his patients always took his advice to heart. His colleagues used him to deliver bad news because he was just so easy on their eyes. He was also a great scholar too, always waxing some philosophical ideas with your brother Lucian. He always wanted to be understood, especially as a mage. He tried to dissociate himself from the bad rep that mages always had for using humans as mere tools. He took time out of his day to educate people on his arcane ways. He didn't want people to fear the arcane but embrace it. He worked for a while until he discovered a passion for traveling for more knowledge. That was how we came to know him in Noxus after he opened up shop here. He had to fight and defend his kingdom at an early age. Although he squinted at the sight of blood now, he quickly grew a stomach for it and although he had to fight and defend his kingdom at an early age. Although he squinted at the sight of blood, he quickly grew a stomach for it and became a healer to help more soldiers. When he was 6 years old, he had wandered from the palace into a small village called Damio, where he almost died from heretics, wizards, who wanted him for their own selfish reasons, had attacked the village and had been keeping everyone hostage. Some villagers had mounted a rescue led by the brave Legros, saving every one of the villagers, including himself. For that he was grateful, and he always told the story of their bravery. His parents learned from him, children learned from him, his peers and teachers learned from him. He was the ideal child, very hardworking too, and destined to change the world for all intents and purposes. The people who had no arcane magic in Camelot grew to love him. He had fought beside them all through his teenage years life and saved Camelot time and time again. He was popular inside and outside the island. There was a time when his name was on every lip. He traveled near and far to help all types of people afflicted with all kinds of diseases and curses, afflictions on the battlefields. He did all this as a student, never prideful, and that was how I came to know him through a brother. Together, they were as thick as thieves, quite the womanizers. They had a few lovers in the palace, none that I could remember. They were inseparable in their heterosexual way. Trust me, I thought they were gay. I have never met men who finish each other's thought and sentences before. It was something to see, alright? Anyways, it was like that for a while. Then one day, your brother walks in and said he wanted to introduce me to someone. Sena she was called. I looked at her and I immediately knew she was a witch. Witches and monarchs always go hand in hand. I don't know how this one found us. I took one look at her and I knew in my heart that she was bad news for my son. Usually, when they are done, these magic folks, their victims were always dead or worse. A whole nation was destroyed, a whole kingdom was destroyed. They always look so innocent until they're wearing. So just as we are all, so just so we are all on the same page, witches exist. Am I getting that right? Jinx asked. You don't know the half of it. My dad has in the past used them, worked with them, fell in love with them, went to war with them, against them, and for them. The last time a whole continent was destroyed. Did you know Piltover was built on the ashes of the wizarding world? It's the newest kingdom in Runeterra. From what I understand from the stories I read and what my grandfather told me, wizards consider themselves gods, or at least above the rest of us mere humans. They had access to another worldly abilities that most ordinary folks lacked, and they were always drawn to monarchs, kings, and those at the top. They used us for their sport until the human race was nearly enslaved doing their bidding. So as you can imagine, the last few humans all rose up against organized to defeat the mages with some help from other mages who sided with the humans. That was how an entire kingdom came to be destroyed. The king of mages realized that his kingdom was to fall to the hands of humans, decided to destroy the whole continent, humans and mages alike, rather than letting the ways of the Arcane fall into the hands of humans. They consider themselves a higher evolutionary species, and some mages, items, and artifacts could destroy the world, powerful ones that could evoke arcane magic, even from humans, give regular folk power. Again, I read all of this in books, so don't hold me to it. All of the arcane was thought too dangerous for humans, especially those that could not wield magic but could apply it, which was a large fraction of the human population. Viego was different. He was lucky to be born a prince and not persecuted for his arcane ways. In most parts of the world, practicing magic is still frowned upon. He was a scholar, researcher, an alchemist, the ideal man, king mage. We get it. You were in love with him, mother. Mel said. Then shortly after, Viego introduced me to his fiancée. My son did the same thing next. I was happy. My boys were finally growing up, settling down. Then I heard that Viego was getting married on his coronation day. The sword of king in Camavor, the swords of kings in Camavor had already chosen him. Although he wasn't destined to be king, he had to rule now because his entire family was dead. I was so happy for him, but I couldn't go. I was so happy and sad for him, but I couldn't go. Then I heard my son propose to Sienna at the wedding. Then shortly after that, Isolde was poisoned with a dark blade, a marked blade. They soaked in thousands of poisons. The blade said to be cursed by the demon Darkin King himself. There was no cure. Not long after getting married, was Viego doing everything in his power to keep his wife alive. He was a doctor, mage, and a healer. So as you can imagine, he managed to bind his wife and his wife's dead soul to this realm long after she was dead. That was my understanding from what Lucia told me in the letters. He had a huge kingdom to run and lots of emissaries waiting to do his bidding. But he abandoned all of his kingdom walls and focused all of her resources in restoring his wife, which got expensive quickly because the wound was fatal. That was when he started sending out emissaries in search of the elixir of life, the fountain of youth that could save any life, a miracle cure, a fool's errand. He neglected all his duties to keep his already dead wife from getting rotten, diving deep into black magic, necromancy. He went fully mad. Finally, with his vast resources depleting, one of his emissaries found the Blessed Eyes, where it is said that there was a lake filled with alchemical properties that could heal any ailments in the world. It was called the Blessed Eye because everyone there was blessed with the gift of very long lives and were mostly healers and mages. They had a small army of 1,000 men which they never used because their island was surrounded by a thick mist. Long story short, he dropped his wife in that lake, and because the lake had never experienced such adverse black or archaic magic, it ruptured its compositional properties, turning into an erupting lake of nothing but black goo of evil. The darkness that spread from the lake infected everything on the island, turning every living thing into the undead, turned them into the shadow creatures of darkness, monsters. Blessing Islands is now known as the Shadow Isles. The darkness from there is still spreading, infecting all neighboring islands. Bolaria has fallen, so has the Serpentine Isles. The Makia is falling as we speak. If you are too weak, it kills you. If you are strong but not too strong, it turns into a monster with no consciousness, a night creature, to do its bidding. But if you are really strong, it turns into a monster with consciousness, a wraith. Depending on how strong you are, you might still have all your functioning capabilities and look more human. It interacts with people differently. Some people are worshipping it. It is spreading. Soon it will reach Noxia, Ionia. Soon it will reach Noxia and Ionia and the rest of Runeterra. That was how I lost your brother. He thought he could reason with Viego. He went to the Shadow Isles with Sienna to negotiate with Viego. It was the last time I heard from them. I was told by reports and scouts that him and Viego had fought and that he and Sienna had lost. That Viego was still at the Lake of Blessings, protecting the lake, waiting for his beloved to be able to be reincarnated into the perfect being. He has allies supporting his cause, Stretch being one of them. Who is Stretch? Powder asked. Stretch, a sadistic, masochistic, first grade wizard, an aristocrat whose dreams of utopia including torturing humanity. His mother said, let me guess, his powers are off the charts now. You don't even know the half of it. He's a wraith. With his power levels now, he could destroy whole kingdoms easily. The darkness from the pool of healing is spreading, destroying whole kingdoms as we speak. All neighboring islands to the Blessed Isles have fallen. Viego made Thresh his first lieutenant. Together they are the most powerful beings in Runeterra. He taunts me in my dreams. He wants my children, my bloodline, everyone. He's one of the most powerful people in Runeterra, but I won't go down without a fight, if that's what you're all wondering. This is war. Just like every other war, our enemy is powerful, sure. Dangerous, sure. All of us will make it, sure. But no one, but no one out, but no one will take, but no one would take what is mine without a fight. That is why I came to Piltover. We train their men and twisted fates. They are my left and right hands. We are here to see if Hextech could build powerful weapons that could help us in this coming war, as my dad had said. With my current calculations, I only need 3% chance to succeed against any foe. Echo said, spoken like your father, but this is not any foe. You will have to face it to understand. Your father was always going on about numbers until it drove him nuts. 1%, Powder said. What I only need is 1% chance to succeed against any foe. They are quite confident in themselves, aren't they? I could take all of you with my hands tied behind my back, Trideman said. You kids are overconfident. He is not lying. It's my dad that said. Son, Mr. McManaman is meditating in his lavish apartment in Zone. You're wondering who Mr. McManaman is. He is the guy who is replacing the tattoo guy with the golden jaw, Finn, in the first part of the series. Mr. McManaman is meditating in his lavish apartment in Zone. It's so beautiful and tranquil. There is no way this place is part of Zone. This man is about a certain style, a certain taste, extravagance from the chairs to the room decor to the artwork. He all screams class. Wake up, are you seriously asleep at a time like this? I said, wake up, a voice shouted in his head. Mr. McManaman starts meditating, wore his glasses before him. Master, is that you? Mr. McManaman asks. I was meditating, not sleeping. I know your habit when it's asleep, the voice said. Who else do you think will communicate with to you like this? You're lucky I'm in my astral form and I can't hurt you yet. I've been dead for 10 days now. Why haven't you brought me back to life? You know, unlike my ancestors, I am not your slave. I don't want to follow your orders. I don't want to serve you. In 20 years, your contract with our family ends and your kind goes extinct. Why can't you stay dead or in the past or somewhere I can hear you in my head? You are disturbing my beauty sleep. Please, I need your help. You don't have to be my you don't have to do it as my servant but as a family friend. Do it for old time's sakes, please. My nose is itchy and I can't scratch it in this form. There's something I need to do, take care of. It might be of use to you too. What? Mr. McManaman asked. Kill Jinx and her gang. Silence. Go on, Mr. McManaman said. Why did you start with that? First I need a suit, a phone, a body. Let me get dressed. It's been a while since I was topside. Mr. McManaman said Mr. McManaman can be seen making his way to the train station. He offers his hand and helps an old lady cross the street as everyone is surprised to see someone perform such an act of kindness in song. They were expecting him to wrong the lady's purse, but he did not such thing. He misses his train as he makes his way to the station. That was the most reliable thing in Zone, the train station, especially the train that connects on to Piltover. It was the one time he was always on time and left on time. He was a patient man, never in a hurry. He waited for the next train, jumped in, and sat far away from everyone in an empty car. He was going far, right into the heart of Piltover. A few women on the train were drunk and were drinking, being rowdy and were checking him out, but he remained courteous. Took off his top hat to salute them before making his way to his seat. They followed him in the back of the train, took the opposite car, took the car opposite him. The train was mostly empty today. He took off his glasses, covered his face with his top hat, crossed his hands on his chest, and fell asleep. The girls felt ignored, but didn't feel like disturbing a stranger. He lay there still. It was like he was dead. He starts dreaming of his father. It's of a time when he was small. He can't go to sleep because he's having nightmares. There is thunder and lightning, and his father, who just looks like him without the tattoos, is trying to comfort him. Daddy, I'm scared, a young McManaman said. You don't have to be. Our family is fortunate enough to be protected by the wise one, the mages. Yes, but Daddy, magic isn't real. It's very much is. You just have to believe. If it wasn't for magic, our whole entire clan would have been wiped out already. Stop scaring him, his mother said. She was a kind and gentle woman. He's almost a teenager. It's about time he learned the stories of his ancestors. My ancestor? My ancestors? Mr. McDonald asked. Yes, from a time when magic was very rare. Our great great grandfather, 12 grandfathers ago, made a pact, a deal with a mage. A wise one? Yeah, he was a promising scholar then. Our grandfather Fabian, 12 generations ago, the mage had taken him under his patronage. Back then, it was very common practice. Magic folk hiring non-magic folk to do their bidding or for their assistance. Like helping him, bringing him back to life after his death. The boy asked. He had heard some of the parts of the story before. The mage was immortal, yes, but he required some human help. He was alive for a long time before he met Grandpa the First. He is known as the alchemist to our ancestors. We never knew his real name, where he was from, how old he was when we signed the contract with Grandpa Fabian. Just that he was our family benefactor and we had sworn to serve him for 1,000 years. And you say that he protects our family? Yes, as per the contract. Yes, we doing just that for 980 years, helping us over the centuries. What happened after 1,000 years of servitude? Do we get a prize? Yes and no. Yes, because we get to pick anything from his vault. in Piltover Bank. And no, we are free to sign the contract again, continue the relationship. I won't do it, Mr. McManaman said. I won't be anyone's slave. That was the hope. It was said that during the era of magic, mages and wizards and witches saw humans as less than, used them for property and livestock, used them as ingredients in their witchcraft. That's what led to the Great Revolt of Balamir. A great king was reduced to be a servant of a great mage after a quarrel and made the people of Balamir and he rubbed the people of Balamir the wrong way. The revolt started that wiped out all the mages. The mages were very powerful, but the humans had the numbers and trick up their sleeves. Anyways, that was the last straw that brought the camel's back. The fall of Balamir. Mr. McManaman got off the train, hailed an air balloon. He's heading to the suburbs of Piltover. Yeah, everyone was stupid rich. Each house we saw was better than the last. It was like a planned competition. This was the high-class gated community of the ultra-rich of Piltover. He continued his nap in his carriage. He was going far. Master, they are almost here. The first of them have arrived. How does it feel to be the last mage alive? Fabian said. Not great, if that's what you're wondering. Just as we planned then. The mage asked his disciple, just as we planned, Fabian said. Are you sure this is going to work? We won't know until we've tried. I have never died before. This will be the first time. Now go out there and buy me as much time as necessary. I need at least 5 minutes of human time to perform the spell. Fabian went out and shot, killed and killed. Villagers had come for his master. Fabian, why are you killing us? He's one of them. He's a mage. Why are you betraying your kind? Another villager shouted. The alchemist is a good man. How many times has he been there for us? He is different, Fabian shouted back from his defensive position. You should not go out there. You should not go out like this. A decree has been passed. All mages must die, another civilian shouted. Faber shoots at him and the rest of the villagers until his ammunition runs out. He does not miss a shot. Each shot is a kill. It looks like the whole village came out. He does not even have enough bullets for everyone. They will soon overwhelm him. Not all mages are bad. The alchemist has done nothing but heal the village when they were sick, feed the poor, constructed their bridges. He is not like the others. Fabian is emptying his guns out fast. His shields opens up behind him and he removes two dwelling blades and keeps attacking the villagers, pushing them back. After everything the alchemist did to you guys, this is how you repay his love. You all deserve to die, Fabian said as he cut through the villagers. He was quite a swordsman. They were not trained to protect mages. He could handle them all on his own, except he was getting tired. Why are you protecting him? Someone else shouted from the crowd. We all have our reasons for doing the things that we do. No two people think alike. If you think you are right, prove it to me with your strength and might. Losers, he said as he cut down more villagers. That's enough, Fabian. It's ready. Fabian goes to kill villager but stops. Turns around and looks at his mage. This ends with you then, Fabian asks his master. Yes, Fabian. That's enough. Goodbye, master. Good. Fabian, using his arcane magic bestowed upon him by his master, covered the distance between them and ran his knife tip into the mage. Fabian, the mage said. Wasn't that what you wanted? He said it was time. You said if the time to come, I should make it painless. I did just that, Fabian said, shedding a tear. Every one of the villagers is surprised, but he just ran his blade, that he just ran his blade into his master's, hitting every vital organ from below upwards. He just betrayed his own master, turning on him and stabbing him before the remaining villagers. That was always the plan, but they didn't know. At least he was not in the back, the mage said as he was dying. He looked at him in the eye. The villagers were about to give up to go home. Fabian was too strong, faster than all of the villagers. He has spent his lifetime as a bodyguard, protecting the mage. Everyone was happy that this was how it all ended. The best happened. Are you guys happy now? The mage would rather die than have me kill any more of you idiots. Are you guys happy now? Can you guys leave me alone to mourn in peace? All of you get lost before I transfer my anger to you. My master was a good man, no, great man. He had helped each and every one of you at some point in your worthless lives. And this is how you choose to repay his kindness. Spineless, backwards cowards. You should all be ashamed of yourself. Fabian said angrily, crying into the night. All of you get lost now if you know what's good for you. All the villagers left to leave him alone. The thing he said hurt them deep. They got what they wanted. The mage was dead, but no one was happy. Master, it was a pleasure serving you. To me, you were greater than the Arcane King, Fabian said. During the time of the Arcane King, there were so many great mages, most of them a handful, have figured out the spells of immortality. Fabian, are you shedding a tear? The mage asked in his dying arms. Yes, you were a great man. Not just as I thought you'd bring me back to life, the mage said. You don't know what that means. You do know what that means, right? I will be immortal. Fabian carried the body of the mage, to the life machine. He had these arcade designs with geometric shapes. It was so big that he occupied the entire ground floor section of the mansion. He dropped the body gently at the center, pressed some buttons, the machine came alive, consumed the body whole, and generated a blue purple crystal rock. Master, can you hear me? Yes, Fabian. Your voice spoke in Fabian's mind. Wow, how does it feel to be immortal? Fabian asked. It doesn't feel like anything. I just don't have a body, a form. I can't touch or grab anything. I feel alone in the void, just consciousness and I. Do you feel hungry? Like, can you go for a steak right now? Yes, I suppose the aroma of a well seasoned steak or chicken will make me hungry and salivate, but I don't have a mouth to eat. This is gonna take some getting used to. Magic is so weird and fascinating, Fabian said as the refinery generated a smooth chip. He inserted it to the spine of a metallic suit, and the machine suit came alive. He wakes up. Master, is that you? Did it work? Fabian asked cautiously. Hello, Fabian, said the missioner in an almost robotic voice. The air balloon he was on had arrived at his location. He jumps off. It's a big mansion, even for Piltover, one of the biggest in the area. He remembers an argument he had with his father growing up in his early 20s as he makes his way to the house. So you are telling me that our ancestors, in their wisdom, signed a pact to enslave their whole gen- signed a pact to enslave a whole generation for 1,000 years? He asked his father. I will not do it. We all did it, son. We all must serve. His father said. The contract is very binding. You and I can't do anything about it. Our master was very great and respectable mage. He was right up there with the Arcane King. He was the one who assigned he was the one who was assigned by the Arcane King to help teach humans the ways of the Arcane, to help bridge the gap between magic and non-magic folk. But they failed horribly. They did not account for human greed and stupidity. They wanted, to, they wanted to free the rest of the humans who were still in bondage under the rule of mages and being treated less than human for not having magical qualities. But can you guess the first thing the humans did after learning how to wield magic using runes? No. What? Adrian asked his father. They attacked all wizard kind, the same people they had been depending on to stay alive. Adrian's father, Yeah, Adrian's father said. The Arcane King, realizing that he had been betrayed and his kingdom was going to fall, decided to destroy his kingdom with all of its arcane magic rather than have it fall into the hands of humans. A lot of people died that day. That sounds bad and ugly. War is ugly business. Eventually, after that, mages were being hunted down for sport. Their bodies had healing properties for rare maladies. That's what people thought. Witch hunters and finders erupted. Some wizards working with humans helped them even hunt their kind. The humans had managed to turn the tables on the mages overnight. No longer were they at the bottom of the food chain serving, following orders, being told what to do, when to reproduce. They were now the ones on the top backing orders. Eventually, every mage died, except for one, ours. He tried to help his kind during the purge, but they all fell in the hands of humans before they got to him. He really broke his heart for a while. He was now immortal and couldn't even cry. He became the last of his kind before he was killed by our ancestor. He will become, yeah, our grandpa Fabian. Don't worry, you'll start having the visions soon. When you come of age, visions reminding you of the pact. The mage had saved the village from plagues, fairies, vampires. He was a folk hero. Killing him broke our ancestor. That's why he decided to pledge 1,000 years of servitude to the mage. They were friends. So you're telling me that this mage is immortal? That Grandpa Fabian killed him, destroyed his essence to create something new using arcane tech? Arcane technology? Yes, the first mechanical being. Because his soul could not interact with the physical war, he could no longer use magic or die. That was a price he had to pay for his immortality. And since he didn't get a chance to share his secret to any of his kind, they were all eventually wiped out. He had to watch and die, every last one but him. It was said that his immortality became a curse. At least that's what I read in some of our ancestors' journal. Every mage who tried to make it to him for help failed. Is that why all the firstborn sons in the family must serve him? To what end? Knowledge, unlimited power. It rubs off. Magic wielded so much. Mages wielded so much power back then. If they were so powerful, why did their kind fall? Humans. Mr. McManaman makes his way to the house and opens the door with his own set of keys, goes to the kitchen area, presses a button, and the fridge door opens up like an elevator. He gets in and goes down. The only thing old people should pass down is knowledge about the world. Everything else is really uncalled for. You should have stayed dead in your era, Mr. McManaman said. Adrian, if you haven't said it lately, thank you for your service, for what your family has been to me all this time. I don't know what I'll do without you. I worked so hard this time to become a politician, a counselor, build relationship and cultivated them. And Jinx destroyed it all in the night without any warning. It's not too much trouble, Master. It's not often that you can call him. Seiko Jinx, the mage said. I thought he was just an industrialist. He is dead now. Jinx shot him. I was surprised when I heard it. He was the best. He was the best at what he did. May his soul find some rest in the afterlife. Guess what I'm do? Guess what I'm gonna do after I get my suit? Go after Jinx and the gang. Get in line, Master. Trasani and Duga are dead. She shot them in cold blood in front of the rest of us. She and the gang, the Fireflies, are something else. A bunch of cold-blooded killers. Topside wants a piece of them too. Mr. McMahon has reached the final floor of the mansion. He was standing in that alchemist's lab of old, just like his ancestors. He presses a button, the light machine comes alive and generates a crystal rock. He takes a rock and places it in the refinery. What will you like this time, Master? Anger, rage, revenge, calm, patience, intelligence, and stealth, Pharaoh said. Pharaoh was a mechanical being in season one who died after like the powder blew up the councilor's chambers. He's the same guy I'm talking about. Mr. McManaman just adjusted the dials on the Mr. McManaman adjusts some dials on the apparatus. As per his master's request, he spits out a complete, smooth, refined chip after processing for a minute. He takes it to the suit room. The mage had a room full of robotic suits in glass casings, well preserved, each for a different purpose. Some were women, others were samurais, others dressed like servants, some farmers, others construction workers, and others like assassins. One was locked away in a tomb closet. Any preference, master? What would you like to be this time? Yes, I want the assassin suit. It really helps with stealth. Jinx must die. She wouldn't know when I hit her. Just remember to bring me the body after. There's a bounty on her head. It's quite the sum now. I won't mind collecting it. Okay. We shall split the proceeds 50-50. Deal? Deal. Assassin suit. Sounds badass. Now where do I find that? Mr. McManaman asks. In the back, row E, number 1103. You remember it after all this time? I've had to use it a few times over the centuries. It's the one suit that I have used more than any other. Strong and durable. What do you think of that color? White? Hmm. That will show all the blood stains. Change the color then. That button, the one on the left there, black and red, that should do just fine. Mr. Bagman chose black and matches it with the red on the costume color changes. Great. That should do the trick. What do you think? It's magnificent. This will help level the playing field as well. To the thing. Mr. McManaman inserts the purple chip in the back of the assassin's back suit and it comes alive. It's amazing. Gets me every time, Mr. McManaman said. Although I won't be underestimating anyone who killed Silco. Me neither. The robber said, do you still want to keep the name Pharaoh, Mr. Pharaoh? No, Mr. Pharaoh is dead. I am Mr. Steinbecker now. The assassin class robot said as he checked his assassin blade in his arm. Mr. Steinbecker, I just want you to know that my heirs will no longer be serving you after our tenure together. It's been over 1,000 years already, yeah? Your old man was the one who insisted I sign that contract in the first place to make it binding. I didn't want to impose. It has been beneficial for the both of us after all this time. If I know now what I knew back then, I would have died with my kind. I miss the fragility of life. I can't even cry when I'm sad or laugh when I'm happy. My nose still itches from time to time, but I don't. But I know I don't have a nose. Score joke. My sister said I had a handsome face, but it's been so long since I had a face that I wonder if I was ever handsome, you know? I take it you don't want the counselors to find out that you are still alive. You figure correctly. I will make my announcement only after Jinx and the acolytes are dead or in still water. Activate stealth mode. He commands his suit as it turns out. As it tests it He commands his suit as it tests out its arm blade hidden within the suit. Activate camouflage, the mesh said. The suit almost blends in completely with its environment. Our target is Jinx, aka Powder. Now let's go collect ourselves some bounty. I think I might remain a bounty hunter for a while. I'm tired of politics. Okay, I'm going to think of new ways to make their life miserable and execute. Okay, I'm going to think of new ways to make their life miserable and execute. You attack them from the front, and I'll do the same from the back. With any luck, we could all get what we want. And what's that? The mage asked. Running the city. I can't leave it in the hands of children. Piltover, parley, meeting. My dad, was it? I asked. getting up and walking to the center. Yes, they both answered. Not you, sweetheart. I'll get to you in a minute. Your mother. Your mother. Who are you again? Miss Madada asked. The name is Vi, Powder's older sister. Great, there's more of you. What can I do for you? Miss Madada asked. Unlike my sister or Echo, I don't have great plans or schemes. I'm just looking for a fight, Vi said. Kayla will not shut up about you. If it's a fight you want, I can always give you one. But I only fight to the death, Miss Madada said. Please don't, she will kill you, Mel said. She fought in the arena. Grandpa used to throw her in the pit. Well, I for one want to see a fight, Jinx said. Me too. Me three, Jay said. What? Before coming in, Caitlin said. I don't care one way or another, Victor said. If this is done, I would like to return to my lab. Don't look at me. My people are proud warriors who can use level 4 great level magic. Can use level can use grade 4 level magic. Yeah. I love me a good fight every now and then, Professor Heimerdinger said. How about it then, man? Will you care for a fight? Kellen won't shut up about your accolades. She's a warrior princess, a monarch warrior, a war general, blah blah blah. Am I just supposed to take her word? Why? Am I just supposed to take her at her word? Why? I have never crossed hands with you before. I truly don't believe that there's a warrior out there greater than me. Just saying, I said. So how about it then? Child, are you challenging me? Miss Madada asked. Don't, Mel said. It's already too late, Echo said. Vice mind is already made up. Yes, I would like to challenge you to a duel. I want to see the gap between our strength. Compare myself to someone of your stature. Trinamel laughs. You will lose, child, Miss Madada said. I won't go easy on you because you're a child. She's serious, Mel said. My mother once slapped me unconscious. Well, don't lump me in with you, princess. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Vi said to Mel and then to her mother. But then again, I might win. I might come out on top. We would never know, will we? Until we throw our hands. Hence the challenge. All of this is making me excited. The last time I saw a duel was 53 years ago. I remember that night because it was very special to me. I made the laugh of my life that night. Our kind are very few because most of us rarely find soulmates, but when we do, we're made for. Professor Hyman Dicker said. He was gonna say for life. Nobody cares about your love life, Professor. I was talking to Miss Madada. Oh, the professor said. Weapons or no weapons, Miss Madada asked, considering a proposal. Weapons, of course. Do you have a death wish? Mel asked. Can you stay out of this? Why not go all out? I will never have another opportunity like this to test my strength against one of the pinnacles in our war, Vice said. Can I fight her? Triname asked. She defeated Twisted Face. She must be strong. Liz, a worthy opponent. I admire your courage and tenacity, young one. I thought such bravery in man as accustomed to doing things was beneath me, long dead, a bygone era. But there is a certain honor in your ways. I admire. I accept your challenge, Miss Madada said. Thank you. 3 months from now, then? Miss Madada asked. Okay. How about we make a deal? How about we make a big deal out of it? For political reasons, of course. In the spirit of cooperations between two nations. Stop the violence between our countries. Top side versus bottom. May I ask? What? I am a Madada. This is how we resolve conflicts. Most of our conflicts back home. In the arena and with violence. I am no stranger to it. I could bring out a crowd. Let them blow out some steam. You could take some bets, make some money in the process. My money is on you, bye. Don't worry, Echo said. I am disappointed in you, Chad, Miss Medada said. Me too, Echo said. I can't believe our family either. You guys weren't there for me though, so we all have our own choices and lives to lead. Sorry, kid, but your parents chose for you. Has it has it all been decided then? Victor asked. Can we go now? I really need to use the washroom. My legs are no good. Yes, Echo said sharply the stalagmite with his baton, freeing him. Did you mean it when you said you wanted to explore the power of the orb together? Share and compare notes? Just asked Powder. Mel looked at him. It's not like that. Yes, I mean every word. I see you are getting along swimmingly with my attacker. Thanks for letting the whole world know that we are in a relationship. I thought it was our little secret. Mel said. You were in a coma. I thought I lost you. Chase said. Great. Yeah, so my sister says you're alright, that you're one of us now. So I will stop terrorizing you. If you promise to let the past stay in the past, Jinx said to Caitlin. That was all we ever wanted. More hands on deck, walking on the up, Victor said, finding the words for Chase. Blade! Miss Madada shouted. Triname threw her a blade, and she caught it with her mouth. Using the blade, she shatters the stalagmite she was encased in. How is that possible? I made that. I increased the potency, Echo said. Weapon, Miss Madada said as Triname threw her his weapon. They fought together in the Coliseum back in Noxus. That's how they became friends. She catches it, spins it with ease stylishly over her head and behind her back as she approaches Vi. Everyone is impressed. She rushes up Vi, jumps in the air, did a 360 turn, gathering momentum, and struck down at Vi with all of her might, with the sword in both hands. Her technique crackled with lightning. This was her full power. Triname was surprised that Vi could take it, but was also her response. All particles went flying everywhere upon contact. Vi caught wind of the attack last second and raised her hands up in a defensive position and thought of a shield. It manifested just in time. Miss Madara stumbled backwards and from the recoil of the attack, and Vi seized the opportunity for a counterattack. She cancelled her shield just as Miss Madara stumbled backward, jumps in the air, charges out her gauntlet. The thing cranks up to the max. If Miss Madara was willing to strike at her with all of her might, she was willing to do the same. She was not afraid of anyone under the sun in Runeterra. She throws the Hailmaker punch at Miss Madara with all of her might. Miss Madara doesn't flinch, she regains her composure, just as Vi is up in the air, again ready to punch her. She thinks to herself, not bad. She managed to get up after that. Madara shield. Miss Madara said, her spherical golden shield came out of her body, similar to Mills, covering her. But at the spot where Vi's punch was going to connect, a warrior shield actually appeared, protecting Miss Madara. She almost dropped to a knee from the impact of the blow. All particles went flying everywhere. Easy now, child. I was just testing you. Miss Madara said, the name is Vi. Vi said, cracking her neck. And what do you reckon? Did I pass your stupid test? Yes, you have potential. I will enjoy fighting you indeed, Miss Madara said. You kids are not half bad. Mel set the match. And that is the end of chapter 4. Chapter 5, Tales of Runeterra. Just kidding, next time, man. I can't do it all in one city, you know. So, yeah. Have you gotten the book yet? No, you just enjoyed the sound of my voice? D, come and read to me, man. Yeah, come and read to you, your girl. Alright, that's it, everyone. Have a nice day. À tout à l'heure. See you when next I see you. Yeah, like and subscribe, all that jazz.